Hello students, this is Maestra Moss and we are going to do lesson 6 today of module 1 from Engage New York. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my math spiral. You guys too, please. I didn't use very much space yesterday for our last lesson, so I'm going to go ahead and date it. Today is already September 2nd, and this is module 1, lesson 6. And the objective of this lesson is comparing and ordering decimals. So I'm going to write comparing, please copy me, and ordering decimals. So I'm going to do an example problem with you here in the notes. So go ahead and copy this problem. So I put 3 and 4 hundredths and 3 and 4 tenths. So this is not a zero. In this space, you're either going to put greater than, less than, or equal to. So this lesson is asking you which number is greater or which number is smaller. One strategy of how to figure it out, well, I'm going to teach you two strategies right now. One would be to think about it in terms of money. So if I put a dollar sign in front and read these numbers, $3.04, $3.40. You ask yourself, which one is larger? The answer, this one. So I would make the greater sign facing that number. So that's one strategy. Now, if you use this strategy, what would happen if you have a number that has more digits than you usually have for money? So sometimes it doesn't work as well. So if that is the case, then I can kind of take off the digits that would be read easily as money and then compare the... Oh, no, actually that didn't make sense what I just said. I can still figure it out. If I read the digits that I can read as money, it would still be $3.04 and $3.40. I still know this one is larger even though the 8s are the same. So it would still be larger. Another strategy of how to solve this is to line them up vertically. Okay, and then when you compare numbers, you always want to start at the whole numbers. So I'm starting with the 3s. The 3s are both the same, so as of right now, the numbers are equal. Decimals are in the same place, numbers equal. So now I go to the tenths place. One is a 0, one is a 4. So I already know which number is larger. Which one is it? The answer is the one with the 4. I already know this number is larger. And that's how I know that this one would be greater than the other number. All right, so that was a quick mini lesson. Hopefully that was a little bit helpful. And this problem set for lesson 6 is on page 49. I know it's cut off. Okay, go ahead and put your name and date. And let's read the objective. Compare decimal fractions to the thousandth using like digits and express comparisons with greater than, less than, or equal to signs. Show the numbers on the place value chart using digits. Use greater than, less than, or equal to compare. Explain your thinking in the space to the right. So they want you to explain yourself right here. They give you space. You can write sentences, draw pictures, whatever you want to do, but you need to do something. Okay? So I'm going to ask you to pause the video, and you can do this entire page right now. Okay? You are either writing greater than or less than or equal to. You're writing both of these numbers lined up correctly. Same thing here. Explain how you know you're right. And same thing over here, you are comparing these two numbers. So you're comparing this one to this one, writing the symbol, this one to this one, writing the symbol, etc. So pause the video until you're done with this entire page, and then we will check it. Okay, let's check your answers. I'm going to start by writing the numbers right here. So we have 34 and 223 thousandths. And over here we have 34 and 232 thousandths. I can see by lining it up that the 3's are the same, the 4's are the same, decimals, 2's, and now here is my first row that's different. So which digit is larger, the 2 or the 3? It is the 3. I know that this number is larger, which would be, which one is it? It is this one, because of 3. This one is the larger number. Okay, and then to explain myself, I would say, I know the 2 is greater than the 3 in the 10th hundredths, in the hundredths place. So that's an example of explaining your work. And I can write like, I know that this one is larger. Okay, next number, we have 8 tenths and 706 thousandths. So they are trying to trick you. I'm just going to tell you that, because they only put 1 digit here and 3 digits here. So if you put that this one is greater, then you got tricked. Because if we look at the digits lined up, the zeros are the same, decimals are the same. The 8 and the 7 is not the same. Which one is larger? The 8. This number is greater. And remember the trick of reading it like money. So if I read it like money, I would need to add another 0 after the 8 so I could read it like money. So this would be 80 cents. And the other one, again, I can't really read that 6 in terms of money, but I can read this. That would be 70 cents. So which one's larger, 80 cents or 70 cents? 80 cents. So I know that the 8 is larger. 8 tenths is larger. Okay, let's check the bottom. So here I see a 1 and a 1, 6 and 6, 3 and 4. So the 3 is smaller than the 4. I know that this number is bigger. And again, to prove it, I'm going to line them up. Same, different. This one's bigger. Okay, I see 83 hundredths and 83 hundredths. That is exactly the same. I see 205 thousandths. Let me write that as a decimal. And 205 thousandths. That's the same. I see 95 and 580 thousandths. 95 and 58 hundredths. Guess what? They're trying to trick you with this one, because it doesn't matter if I have a 0 here. I can have many zeros. So if I added a 0 right here, it's exactly the same number. These are the same. Next one, I have 9 and 1 tenths and 9 and 0 and 99 thousandths. I can tell this number is larger, and how I can tell is if I were to line them up, the 9's are the same, decimals are in the same place, and the 1 and the 0 are different. And I know that the 1 is bigger than the 0. Okay, this says 8 and 3 tenths, and that says 83 tenths. If I wrote that as a decimal, it would look like this. 83 tenths. Wait, now I'm confused. 83 tenths. $83 tenths? That's weird. Well, I guess if that's the case, then I would need to divide it by 10. How many times does 10 go into 83? 8. That would be 80. Subtract, and I have left 3 tenths, which can also be written 8 3/10. Let me see if that's the same number. Yes, it is. These are the same. They tried to trick you. Okay, and then this one, 5 8/10, 58 hundredths. 58 hundredths. Ooh, I can tell this one is way bigger, because if I were to read it like money, this would only be 58 cents, and this would be $5.80. Okay, how did you do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Score yourself at a 7. Okay, let's flip the page. Okay, so I'll just explain the directions and then I'll give you some work time. So this upper part is the same thing. It says compare decimal fractions to the thousandth using the greater than, less than, or equal sign written right here. So just like we were doing on the other page. Now this is new, but you can figure it out. It's just arranging numbers. So it looks like these are arranged in increasing order. That means from least to greatest. And number 4, arrange the numbers in decreasing order. So that would mean greatest to least. And then that's it. So you have to cross off each number after you have used it. We'll do this first one together. So looking at these, which one is the smallest number? And if this is confusing to you, I always recommend lining them up vertically. I think it's way easier to... Oh, you know what? I'm going to teach you a strategy, which is to use your spiral lined up vertically. This is going to be hard for you to see. I think I have to use a different page. Okay, so I'm going to copy each number in each of the columns. So the first one. And make sure the decimal is always in the same place. I'm putting 4 decimals because there's 4 numbers. Okay, the next one, I'm going to copy it down, nicely lined up. Okay, when it's lined up vertically like this, I can easily tell the biggest and smallest numbers. So you can see all the 3's are the same. All the decimals are the same. All the zeros are the same. So this is the first row where the numbers are different. So the 4's are the smaller numbers and the 5's are the larger numbers. Of the 2 that are the 4's, one of them has a 9 after it, so I know that this one is bigger than this one. So that means that this number is the smallest. I'm going to put smallest. Then comes this one, I'll put number 2. And then would come this one, because this one has a 9 after it as well. So I'm going to say number 3, I'll put smallest number 1. And then finally, this one would be the 4th largest. Okay, so I copy it down from smallest to greatest, making sure I'm copying it in the correct order. So we said this one was the smallest, comma. The second smallest was this one, comma. Then we had this one. And finally, this one. Go ahead and read the numbers out loud after you write them down, because it's good practice to read numbers out loud correctly. So read those. Remember, you read the decimal as and, 3 and 4 hundredths. Very good. Okay, pause your video and finish the rest of them. Okay, let's check one more together. Let's go ahead and check A. So I'm going to use my same strategy here. Okay, and I'm going from greatest to least. So these are all the same. These are not. I have 3 6's and a 0, so I already know this is going to be the smallest. I'm going to put smallest And since we're going from greatest to least, that means this is going to be number 4. It's the last one. Okay, so of these, which one is the largest? I'm going to look to the next column. The 8 is bigger than the 0, so this is actually the largest number. They're trying to trick you by just putting 3 digits. So this is going to be number 1, closely followed by number 2, second biggest. Here's third biggest and the smallest. So now let me make sure I write it correctly. The smallest one, oh, greatest to least. So greatest is, then comes, and finally, and go ahead and practice reading those numbers out loud. Very nice. Okay, and let's just walk through the homework and then you guys can start it. So the problem set has 2 word problems. I do want you to do them. Same thing, you're comparing greater than, less than, or equal to. The exit ticket is just a review of what we've done in this lesson. Compare the numbers, write the numbers, compare the numbers, order the numbers in decreasing order. That means greatest to least. And then our homework is going to look exactly the same as the problem set. So should be pretty easy, but they're careful because they're going to try to trick you on some, and many of them might be equal. So go nice and slow. And the homework is only 2 pages long, so it's from page 55 to 56. Okay, go ahead and pause this video. You are done and can start working by yourself. Good job.